Dear students, welcome to the video lecture of a priori algorithm. Finding a frequent item set by candidate generation. A priori algorithm for frequent item set mining. A algorithm for frequent item set mining and association rule learning. So we have to find the frequent item set from the set of transaction, and we have to find the association rule learning over the relational database. Items that are in the relational database, we have to find the frequent items, and from the frequent item we have to generate the association rule. It processed by identifying the frequent individual items in the database. It proceeds by identifying the frequent individual item in the database and extending them to larger item set as long as those item set appear sufficiently often in the database. So you have to find a frequent item set first in small number, for example, one item set, two item set, and three item set. In this way, you have to extending them to larger item set as long as those item set appear sufficiently in the database. In the a priori algorithm, which contain the two steps, one is join step, another one is a prune step. One is a join step, another one is a prune step. So in the join step, generates k plus 1 item set from the k item set. That means it will generate two item set from the one item set and three item set from the two item set, and so on. Okay, by joining each item by itself. We will detailedly discuss this with an example. Second step is a prune step. This step scans the count of the each item in the database. It scans the count of the each item in the database. If the candidate item does not meet the minimum support, okay, in the problem, a minimum support level is given. If a candidate item does not meet the minimum support, then it is regarded as a infrequent. If an item or item set are not meet the minimum set, then it is regarded as a infrequent. Thus, it is removed. This step is performed to reduce the size of the candidate item sets. This step used to perform the reduce the size of the candidate item sets. So we are having a two steps. One is join step. The next one is a prune step. These are the two steps of the a priori algorithm. So here we will see an example. In the first iteration of the algorithm, each item is a member of a candidate one item set. Okay, we'll see an example. So here TID is a transaction ID. Okay, so a list of items, each transaction is given. For example, we are having item I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, up to 5 items are given. Combination of 5 items are given. You can assume that I is milk, I2 is bread, and I5 is a coffee powder, likewise. Okay, we have to assume various items. So these are I1, I2, I5 are items. T100, T200, T300, T400, 500, 600, up to 900 are the transaction ID. Okay, so algorithm says in the first iteration, the algorithm first iteration, each item is a member of the set of candidate one item set. Each item is a member of the candidate set of candidate one item set. So from this we have to find the one item set. The algorithm simply scans all the transaction to count the number of occurrence of the each item. So what it is doing in this example, see the example. So in the first step, okay, it will scan each item. Okay, for example, okay, this is transaction. Okay, transaction 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 700, 800, transaction ID. These are the items. So how many items are there? 5 items are I1. You can count the individual items. Okay, up to I1, I2, I3, I4, and I5. We are having in total we are having 5 items. The first step is scan the count for the each candidate item. That means I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, and it will count. Okay, how many support count means how many times each item occur is known as support count. If you take I1, how many time it occur I1? If you take I1, so here I1, okay, we'll take an I1. So I1 is okay 1, and I1 2, I1 3, I1 4, I1 5, I1 6. So totally 6 times. If you take I2, If you take I2, so 6 times. If you take I2, I2 1, I2 2, I2 3, I2 4, I2 5, I2 6, I2 7. Totally 7 times it occurs. Likewise, we are having I3, I4, and I5. So totally we are having a 5 items. Okay, occurrence. Support count means occurrence of the each item. Okay, number of time. The total of 9 transaction. The number of time. Okay, the item occurs in the transaction is known as a support count. Okay, so this they explain in the step. Okay, the algorithm simply scans all the transaction to count the number of occurrence of the each item. Okay, suppose that minimum support count required is 2. So this will be given in the problem. So minimum support count required is 2. This will be given in your problem, minimum support count. Okay, so what it will do, the set of one item sets, okay, L1 can be determined. Okay, the set of the set of frequent one item set can be determined. Okay, it consists of one item set satisfying the minimum support count. It satisfies the one item set satisfying the minimum support. Okay, all the candidates of C1 that satisfy the minimum support. Okay, we'll go to the problem. Here, this is known as a C1. We scan the database and as well as we are writing support count. So minimum support count given is a 2 here. So what we are doing, we will just see the database. What are all the item? Okay, satisfy the minimum support count. Okay, so I1 satisfy the minimum support count to 2 or greater than 2 should be taken for the L1. Okay, I2 satisfy the minimum support count. I3 satisfy the minimum support count. I4 satisfy the minimum support count, and I5 satisfy the minimum support count because the minimum support count is 2. So all the transactions are taken for L1. So from C1, we are generating a L1. For example, okay, example, if minimum support count is 3, then I4, I5 will be removed. Only I1, I2, I3 will be added for the L1. Okay. So discover the set of two item sets. Okay, that means okay, how to discover the set of frequent two item sets L2. The algorithm join L1 with L1 to generate the candidate two item sets C2. C2 consists of okay L1 of okay 2 of a summation. For example, it's like NCR. Okay, summation of L1 by 2 of two item sets. Note that no candidates are removed from C2 during the prune step because each subset candidate is also frequent. Okay, for C2 we are not removing, during L2 only we are removing. Okay, so what we are doing, okay, now we are having a C2. Now we are having a C2. Okay, from L we are okay, C2. How we are generating a C2? We are joining each item with others in the L1. By joining each item with others in the L1, we are generating a C2. Okay, we'll see how generate C2 from the L1. I'm joining I1 with I2. So I1, I2. Then I1 with I3. So we are having I1, I3. I1 with I4. I1, I4. I1 with I5. So I'm having I1, I5. Okay. Then, okay, I'm taking a I2 now. Okay, I'm taking likewise, I'm taking I2. Okay. So I2, I3. So I'm having I2, I3. I2, I4. So I'm having I2, I4. I2, I5. So I'm having I2, I5. Okay. Then after that, what I'm doing, I'm taking I3. Okay, I'm taking I3, I4. So here I'm having I3, I4. So I3, I3, I5. So I'm having I3, I5. So again, what I'm doing, I'm joining now I4 with I5. So I4, I'm joining I4 with I5. So I4 with I5, so totally I4, I5. So in this manner, I'm joining each item. Okay, L1 is a one item set, each item with the all other items. So in this way, I'm generating a two item set. From C2 is it's contain the set of two item set. Okay, so two item set. What I am doing again, I am doing an exercise that I am scanning the C2. I'm just the C2 scan D database for the each candidate. Okay, so in C2 what I'm doing, I'm have to add a support count. So what I'm doing, I have to scan how many time I1 I2 occurs. So I1 I2 occur one time, I1 I2 occur two time, I1 I2 occur three time, I1 I2 occur four time. Okay, then actually I1 I3. Okay, I1 I3. So I1 I3. I1 I3 no, I1 I3 no, I1 I3, I1 I3 occur one time, I1 I3 occur two times. So I1 I3 sorry, two times, I1 I3. Okay. 2 times I1, I3, 3 times I1, I3, 4 times. So number of occurrence equal to 4. If you take I1, I4, I1 and I4 come together in the only one transaction, 1. Like I5, I2, I5, I2, here it is I5 and I5, I2 occur 1 time. And here also I5 occur only 2 times. Likewise, I2, I3 occur 4 times. I2, I4 occur 2 times. I2, I5 occur 2 times. I3, I4 occur 0 time. I3, I5 occur 1 time. I4, I5 occur 0 time. So what I am doing from C2, I am generating L2. What is generating L2? I have to compare a candidate item with the minimum support count. What is the minimum support count? Minimum support count is a 2. So I am generating the item L2 means from C2, I am generating L2 means, okay, the minimum, those items in C2 which support the minimum support count 2 will be moved to L2. So what are the items will be removed? So here I1, I4 don't have a minimum support count 2, and as well as I1, I3, I4 and I3, I5 and I4, I5. Okay, so these are all below the minimum support count 2. So these are all below the minimum support count 2. So I1, I4, I3, I4, I3, I5, I4, I5. I'm removing these items. I'm removing these items, and remaining item are moved to the L2. So I1, I2, I1, I3, I1, I5, I2, I3, I4, I2, I4, I2, I5 are moved to L2. So in this manner, we are generating a L2. So from L2, what we supposed to do, we have to generate, okay, 2 items set, we have to generate C3, that means 3 items set. How to do this? Compare this, okay, each item with the other items. Okay, in this way we are generating the 3 item set. Okay, just I will show it to you. Okay, how to do that. Okay, so what I am doing, okay, here I have generating a C3 from it. Okay, I have from 2 items set and then 3 items set. So I1, I2, I'm comparing first two. I1, I2, I3. I1, I2, I3. I'm comparing the first one with the second. So I1, I2, I1, I5. I1, I2, I5. Okay. Then what I'm having I1, I2, I3. So I1, I2, I3 already there. Then I'm comparing I1, I2 with the I2, I4. So I1, I2 and I4. So we have to add I1. I will tell you. Okay, this is a process one. I1, I1, I2. Here I'm having I1, I2 and I4. So I'm adding I1, okay, I1, I2, I4. Okay, I'm adding I1, I2, I4 here. So likewise, I'm joining I1, I2, I5. So I1, I2, I5, okay, which is already I1, I2, I5 is already in the database. Okay. So next what I'm doing, I'm taking the second item, I1, I3, I5. So I1, I3, I5. Okay, I1, I3 and I5. I have it. Okay, I1, I3, I5. I have it in the database. Okay. Then so I'm explaining a detailed view. After that, I am comparing I1, I3, okay, with the I2, I3. Okay, I1, I2, I3 already in the database. I1, I2, I3. I am comparing the two. The I1, I2, I3. I1 already in the database. I1, I2, I4. I1, I2, I4 already added in the database. I1, I2, I4 I already added in the database. Already there. Then I am comparing I1, I1, I3, I2, I5. This is a 4 items set. I1, I3, I2, I5. Because there is no common item is then we will get a 3 others 4 items set. I1, I2, I3, I5. So I'm having item like this. I1, I3, I2 and I5. So we have to divide it into 3 item sets. How to divide? So we have to divide like this. Okay, I1, I3, I2, I1, I3, I2, and I1, I3, I5, I1, I3, I5, I3, I2, I5, I3, I3, sorry, I1, I2, I5, and I3, I3, I2, I5. So here 1, 2, 3 is database, 1, 3, 5 in the database, and 1 to 5 also in the database. 3, 1, 3 to 5, 3 to 5 we have to add. Okay, I have added 3 to 5 in the database. Now what I'm doing, what I did, I'm adding a 3 to 5 in the L2. Okay, 3 to 5 in the L2. Okay, so okay, the joining a second transaction is over. Now actually we have to discuss about the third one, I1, I5. So I1, I5, I2, I3. So I1, I5, I2, I3. So I1, I2, I3, I5. So next is I1, I2, I1, I2, I3, I5. Okay, which is already divided and appropriate sets are added. Next, I am comparing. What I am doing, I am comparing I1, I5 with okay I2, I4, I1, I2, I4, I5, I1, I2, I1, I2. Here I am having I1, I2, I4, I5. Okay, I1, I2, I4, and I5. Here I'm having I1, I'm comparing I1, I5. Okay, I1, I5, I2, I3, I1, I5, I2, I4, I1, I5, I2, I4, I1, I5, I2, I4. Okay, so you're adding. Okay, likewise we have to divide. Okay, I1. Okay, I1. Okay, I'm taking I1, I5, I1, I2, I3, I5. Okay, which is given here. I1, I2, okay, I1, I5, I2, I3. Next, what I'm adding? I'm adding I1, I5 to I2, I4. I1, I5, I2, I4. I1, I5, I1, I5, I2, I4. Okay, I1, I5, I2, I4. Okay, if I add it like this, so how it will come? Okay, for example, I'm adding I1, I2, I1, I2. I'm adding I1. Okay, I1, I5, I2, I4. I1, I5. I1, I5, I2, I3 is given here. Okay, I1, I2, I2, I3 is given here. First, we have to add I1, I5 to I1, I5 to I1, I5 to I2, I3. Okay, I1, I5. What I'm doing, I have to divide it like this: I1, I5, I2, I1, I5, I3, I5, I2, I3, I1, I2, I3. So these are all available in the database already in the database. So next, likewise, I am taking I1, I5, I2, I4, I1, I2. Okay, I'm taking. Okay, we'll write it here. I'm taking I1, I5, I2, comma I4. Okay. So here actually I'm having a 1, 5, 2, 1 item 1 to 5 is already in database. Then 1, 2, 4. Okay, 1 to 4 item 1 to 4, and as well as uh, 5 to 4, 5 to 4. So these are all the items. Okay, 1 to 5 is the database, 1 to 4 added in the database, and 2, 4, 5. Okay, we will have to see the database. We are having 1 to 4. Okay, is already in the database, and we have to add 2, 4, 5 is already added in the database. Okay, so next we are having a the value. Okay, then we are having a value 2, 3, I2, I3, and I2, I4, I2, I3, I4, I2, I3, I4, which is already I2, I2, I3, I4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, which I already added in the database. So here I'm having a 2, 3, 4, which is already in the database. Next, I am comparing I2, I3, okay, I2, I5, then 2, 3, 5. So 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5 is already in the database. I'm comparing a last two transaction. Okay, it will contain the only 2 item set. So it is infrequent. I'm not adding it to the database. So this is my item set. Okay, 3 item set. What I'm doing, I'm counting the support count now. Okay, okay, I2, I1, I2, I3. How many times it appear in the transaction? So I1, I2, I3. Okay, at how many times it appear in the transaction? It appears I1, I2, I3 one time. Okay, so I1, I2, I3, I1, I2, I3 one time, then I1, I2, 2 times. Okay, then I1, I2, I5, I1, I2, I5 one time, I1, I2, I5 2 times. Support count equal to 2. So remaining, okay, I1, I2, I4, I1, I2, I4. So I1, I2, I4. So it appear one time. Okay, and only one time. I1, I2, I4 appear one time. 135, item 135. So 135 which appear only one time. 135 will appear only one time. And we are having a three, okay, 2, 3, 2, 3, 5. Okay, 3 to 5, 3 are the same. 3 to, okay, 2, 3, 5. So 2, 3, 5. So 2, 3, 5 appear only one time in the database. Okay, 2, 3, 5. Then 2, 3, 4. We check the 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2, 3, 4. There is no 2, 3, 4. It appear 0 times. 2, 4, 5. 2, 4 here. Okay, only 2, 4 here. Okay, 2, 4, 5 equal to 0. So from this we are having a 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 5 which are having the minimum support count 2 that is selected here. Okay, so from this is little explanation. 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 5. Okay, they are having a minimum support count 2. They are only selected here. Okay, from okay C3 and yeah, support count 2. Compare the candidates the minimum support count equal to okay 2. So this selected for the L3. So how many times the transaction will go? There is explanation in the slide. How many times the transaction will go? So note that they are given here. They are given here. Note that when a given k item set, we only need to check k minus 1 subset are frequent. For example, if 5 items given, we will go up to maximum 4 item subsets. Totally, we are having a 4 item, we will go up to 3 item subsets. But here, what is happening? We are having 6 item means we have to go up to 5 item subset. That's why they mentioned that. Note that when the given candidate k item set, we only need to check if k minus 1 subsets are infrequent, since the a priori algorithm uses a level wise. Okay, uses in a level wise. So what we are having a 5 item set. So here we are having a 5 item set. Okay, we have to go for a combination of 4 item set, but we are having only one combination of 4 item set. That occurrence is lesser than the minimum support count. So we are stopping with the 3. So we are having item I1, I2, I3 and I2 and I1, I2, I3, I1, I2, I5. Okay, so these are the candidate sets. Okay, then how to generate the association rule from the frequent item set. Now we find the frequent item set. They are I1, I2, I3 and I1, I2, I5. Once the frequent item set from the transaction the database D have been found, it is straightforward to generate the strong association rule from them. How to generate the strong association rule? Confidence of A implies B. That means that the customer who are buying an item set A also buying the item set B. How to calculate it? This is confidence. How to calculate it? Support count of A union B, number of transactions which contain A and B divided by the number of transactions which only contain the A. Okay, we will solve the problem and we will check the results. So these are the x1 equal to 125, x2 equal to 123. So these are the two frequent item set which are generated. Okay, in the previous join step. Okay, so now what we are doing? Okay, in the first part of the IPR algorithm, we find the frequent item set. Now we have to calculate the find the confidence. Okay, confidence. The confidence level also given. Okay, given by you in the problem. So how to calculate the confidence? Support count of A union B by support count of A. So we are having x equal to 1 to 5. First I am taking a x. Okay, you have to divide it into subsets. Okay, so how many subsets? K minus 1 subset. So K is 3, up to 2 subsets you have to divide. Okay, up to 2 item sets. So I am dividing x first 1 and 2 and 5, then 1 comma 2, then 1 comma 5 and 2 comma 5. So these are all the subsets. So how to find the association? So first what we are doing, we are taking a 2 item set and compare with the 1 item set. That means that when the set of items, okay, the 1 comma 2 implies 5 means if one is those customer who are buying item 1, item 2, for example, coffee powder and milk and sugar, they will buy the coffee powder or not. Okay, confidence of those customer who are buying the milk and as well as sugar and they buying the coffee powder. Likewise we are comparing. So one we are taking a 1 2. Okay, the remaining element is 5. 1 2 is compared. Okay, 1 2 implies 5 and as well as 1 comma 5 is compared implies 2. 1 2 5, okay, and implies 1. Then we are comparing a 1 item set with the 2 item set. Okay, that means I1 implies 2 5, I2 implies 1 5, I5 implies 1 2. So how to calculate the confidence? Okay, so how many transactions which contain the 1 to A. Okay, but the I1, I2 is become A now. I1, I2 is become, the I1, I2 is a A. I1, I2 is a A. Okay, I5 is the B. So how to find? We have to find A union B divided by support count of A. So first we have to find the number of transaction which contain 1 comma 2. Number of transactions which contain 1 comma 2. So 1, okay, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 2 here, 1 to here, 1 to here. Totally, okay. How many? Sorry, first we have to find A union B. Okay, A union B means how many transactions which contain I1, I2, I5. So I1, I2, I5 one transaction, I1, I2, I5 which contain two transactions. So that is mentioned here. That is mentioned here. Okay, the I1, I2, I5. Okay, is in the two transaction. Next we have to find I5. How many time I5? One time, and we have to find, sorry, okay, I5 one time, and as well as I5. So I1, I2 and I5. Okay, we have to find, okay, then A, sorry, we have to find A union B divided by A. So, okay, so that means this is A, this is A, this is A, this is B. So first you have to find the A union B. So I1, I2, how many transaction? I1, I2 one transaction, I1, I2 two transaction, I1, I2 three transaction, I1, I2 four transaction. So this is known as a A. Okay. Then A union B. So we have to find A union B first. So what is A union B? I1, I2, I5. I1, I2, I5. So one first transaction which contain I1, I2, I5. Second transaction which contain I1, I2, I5. So A union B equal to 2. And A, what is A? I1, I2 equal to A. So here 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 2 by 4. So 2 by 4 is a 50%. Likewise, I1, I5, I2. So we have to find how many transactions which contain the I1, I5, I2. Okay, for one transaction and two transaction. Okay, I1, I5, I2. And A union B divided by I5. So how many transactions which contain the I5? How many transactions which contain I5? So totally we are having a I5 one transaction, I5 two transactions. So 2 by 2 equal to 100%. Likewise, we find here it is A union B. Okay, I1, I2, I5. Okay, and number and divided by I2, I5. So 2 by 2 100%. Next I1, I2, I5 divided by I1. So I1, I2, I5. I1, I2, I5 as we discussed, we are having it for the two transaction and A. So what is A? I1. So how many time I1 appear? One. So I1, how many time I1 appear? One time, two time, three time, four time, five times, and six times. So six times I1 is appear. So 2 by 6. Likewise, I2, I1, I5. So I1, I2, I5. I1, I2, I5 is a two time. We were very clearly know. And I2. So I2 is one time. I2 one time, I2 two time, I2 3, I2 4, I2 5, I2 6. So 2 by 6. Okay, 2 by 6, 33%. Like I2, I1, I5. Okay, I1, I2, I5 two times. Okay, then I2. So I2 will come in 7 times. Okay, sorry. Here I2 is 7 times. Okay, 2 by 7 equal to 10%. Next I5, I1, I2. So I1, I2, I5 two times. How many time I5 occur? Okay, how many time I1 occur? I5. So I5 means one time, two time, okay, okay, two times I5 occurs. So 2 by 2 equal to 100%. So in this problem, what is given? The minimum confidence threshold is 70%. Then 70%. What are the transactions that satisfy the 70%? This one. Okay, these two are the transaction. Only second and third last rules and last rule. Second and third and last rule are satisfy the transaction. So these rules are known as a strong association rule. Note that unlike the convention classification rule, association rule can contain more than one conjunction in the right side also. This is conjunction, more than one conjunction in the right side also. These rules are known as a strong association rule. So likewise, you have to find it for the x2 and extract the rule, and you have to write the rule. So what is the rule? I1, I5 implies I2, I2, I5 implies I1, I5 implies I2, I5. What is the meaning of it? Those customer who are purchasing I1, I5 also purchase I2. Customer who are purchasing, okay, I2, I5 also purchases I1. Customer who are purchasing item I5 also purchase I1, I2. So likewise, you have to find it in the find it for x2 also. So this is the way we have to extract the rule. So what we discussed so far, so a table is given, a transaction table, and which contain the item set. Okay, and minimum support count will be given. So from the minimum support count, you have to generate the candidate one item set. From this, you have to generate a C1, L1. That means the candidate, compare the candidate support count with the minimum support count. So L1 contain those items which contain one item set which contain the minimum support level. And from this, we have to generate two item set, and we have to the C2. So we have to find the support count of the C2. So from the C2, we have to find all the set of items which supports the minimum support count that will be stored in the L2. From L2, we have to find three item sets. So from the three item set, we have to find the compare the those items which satisfy the minimum support count that should be in the L3. Okay. So for example, even though we are having a 5 transactions, okay, we got to go for L4, but in the 4 transaction, we are having only one transaction contain 4 items that is below the minimum support count. That's why we are not move further. Okay. Then we are calculating the confidence, and percentage of the confidence is given. So based on the confidence, we are extracting the rule. These association rule. These association rules are known as a strong association rule. Okay. That's it for this video lecture. Thanks for watching it.